I'm like, they're going to snatch me. She was like, I am a lesbian, but I'm married to a man. And me and my friend like, what? Child, she was like, I'm addicted to sex. I was like, y'all grown, but y'all be doing a lot. Y'all is doing a lot in these streets. Hey y'all, my name is Seisha. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And today is definitely makeup and messy story time because, child, it's a lot going on. I'm not going to do a whole bunch of talking in this video. I'm going to be doing my lashes. So this is the first video of me doing my lashes. Then there's going to be a second video of doing the second eye. Because y'all know it takes a minute. And I mean, I appreciate y'all chilling with me doing my makeup and stuff. And then the third video is me doing my makeup. Hopefully it looks okay now. While I was doing it, I just couldn't get it together. I was putting on the wrong color. Only thing I can say is don't take a break from doing your makeup, okay? But like I said, I'm not going to be doing a whole bunch of talking. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting on? Subscribe, and let's get into the story time.
So a woman on here proposed the question where she asks, what type of mental illness does a woman have to be one of those women that are very like, oh, me and my man, we check out girls together. Me and my man, we pick out girls together. And I wanted to add to that a lot of those women are very predatory. And I have a story about that. When I was a waitress, 19, 20 years old, right? I worked at restaurants. So I worked at Hooters. I worked at a restaurant called Show Me's, which is where this event occurred. And I had a table of a party of about a dozen people. And within that party, there were two separate couples. And within one of those couples, I've mentioned this in a video before, the woman had made up her mind before, as soon as she saw I was her waitress, she made up her mind she didn't like me and she was going to give me a hard time. More than likely, her man wanted to come out that night and she tagged along because she wanted to keep an eye on him. And she didn't really want to be there. And I experienced that so much when I was a waitress. And, you deal with it. It is what it is. So she gave me a hard time the entire night. And this was before, like when you had a party back then, you didn't have like the little thing that you walk around with and you can separate things at one given time. You had to, these people, they're ordering all these different things and arguing about what check it's going to go on, this and that and the other. It's confusing. It was a hot mess. I have 6 other tables that I'm responsible for. I think it was a game night or a fight night. And so when I split the check, it wasn't perfect, right? This person, we're talking like, we had like dollar natty lights at Show Me's. Like they're arguing over like dollar beers, right? And so they're frustrated. It was a mess. And the woman decides to just blow up on me. And one thing about a woman being jealous of you, she will always tell on herself, ladies. Like, you just have to listen. It will come out because she starts cursing me out. And she says, it's not about walking around looking cute. You actually have to do your fucking job, bitch. Like, I remember she called me a bitch. And I'm 19. Right? I'm 19. And I remember being very upset. Like, now I kind of laugh at it because it's like, there's no way you were acting like that. Like, girl, like what? Like what? But now that, at the time I was young and I was really upset and I went and got my managers. I had amazing managers that did not play those. They did not tolerate that type of nonsense. They took care of it. And so I went to the bathroom. I remember I was crying. I called my mother. And my mother's like, do you need me to come up here? I'm like, girl, no, you do not need to come up here. Like, it's okay. I'll get through my shift. It's fine. So I pull myself together and I go out to the table and everybody's gone except that other couple that was within the group. And I'm kind of irritated, like, oh, why are they still here? I still have to clean my table off. I still, I have to work. So I go to the table and I start cleaning it off. And I remember I didn't even say anything to them. And the girl, the woman in the couple, she says, oh my God, babe, like, I am so sorry. I just want you to know that we do not know these people. Like, we are, like, we know him. We don't know her. Like, she's so apologetic. So my defense goes down. I'm like, oh, it's fine. It happens. And I'm standing next to her like this, like I'm cleaning off my table and she's right here. And she begins to rub my back. So she begins caressing my back. And I remember in my head thinking like, why is she touching me? Like, that's a little weird. But I'm like, okay, maybe, she sees that I had a bad shift. I'm having a bad day. She's just trying to comfort me. Okay. And, she's just saying all these nice things about like, oh, you can't let this get to you, blah, blah, blah. And her man is across from me. So she's right here. Her man is across from me. And I remember him reaching over the table and grabbing my hand. And he begins caressing my hand. Now this is getting weird. And the conversation starts to turn into, we'll wait for you to get off. We can turn this day around. It doesn't have to be.
No, you won't. Even if she was by herself and she was just trying to be a friend, like say if they was vibing, I'll wait for you to get off for somebody you just met is so weird. So the fact that it's her man, and this 19-year-old girl. Come again? Excuse me? Like, people be so weird, bro. Like, people just let their lust just lead their lives. Like, everything is ruled by their lust. Cause, what? Back to the story.
Have to be a bad day for you. Like, you can come with us. Da 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 da. Weird, okay. And the guy gets up and he's still holding my hand. He's still caressing my hand, and he comes close. And now I'm kind of like sandwiched between the both of them. And I remember saying, like, I don't get down like that. Like, I knew right away what was going on, and I'm like, I don't get down like that. And I shut it down, and I informed my managers, and I went throughout the rest of my shift. I felt so unsettled, though. I just got cursed out and mistreated by one person, and 10, 15 minutes later, I have this couple, like, physically cornering me and trying to take me home with them. And I always think, like, these people were about 10 or 12 years my senior. What the fuck did you want with a 19-year-old girl, a waitress who you just seen mistreated? It was obvious I had been crying. I had red, puffy eyes. And your thought was, let's take her home. They could have did anything to me. And I'm especially disappointed in the woman. And I always think about that. I always think about that because I'm a villain in a lot of people's story. I've been on this planet 33 years. I have done things that I am not proud of, right? But I have never preyed on the weak. I've never preyed on the vulnerable. I have never preyed on the downtrodden. And I just think there is something to be said about a person that sees someone as having a hard time and they want to take advantage of that. So when I hear women say, oh, we pick up girls together, we check out girls together, you're a predator. In my head, from my experience, you're a predator to me. And what bothers me, because I've had this happen another time. I was just a lot older and my discernment was a lot stronger. I noticed that it's always the woman doing the poaching, right? It's always the woman doing the poaching. And I'm sure there are places y'all can go to do this. Like, I'm sure there are places that you guys can frequent where you guys can meet people that want to be a part of your freak show. Why are y'all coming to restaurants and deciding, oh yeah, let's try to take her home? That is weird. You are a predator. You are a predator. And as a woman, shame on you. Shame on you. I was 19. Young women are so impressionable. I always think, like, what if I just really, really needed that attention, which would have never happened, right? Like, it just would have never happened. But what if I was a young lady that just really, really needed that attention and I decided to go home with that couple that day? They could have did anything to me. Anything to me. Anything. They could have kidnapped me. They could have... The list goes on. I don't want my video to get banned or anything like that. But my imagination, just there's a million terrible things they could have did to me. All because I was young and I was having a bad day. And it also reminds me, and people might think that this is a stretch, I see how people end up in cults. I see how people end up in cults. Because all it takes is for you to have a bad day, a bad week, a bad year, and just not be in the right mindset and just be very vulnerable to have someone just come around and try to take advantage of that. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Excuse me, it's disgusting. And I cannot believe women behave that way. Shame on you. Shame on you. So yeah, I say that to say the women who are all, ooh, we check out girls together. We pick out girls together. I don't know. It gives predator. From my experience, it gives predator.
And she's not wrong, because if I'm not giving off the vibe that that's what I'm into, why would you even ask me that? Like, why would you even offend me like that? Because really, I'm offended. I'm offended. And I'm sitting up here and I'm thinking, I'm like, well, what the heck did I do? What type of vibe was I giving off? And y'all, she's right. Like, why would you can tell that girl is young. Even if you didn't know, y'all, I'm kind of struggling with the makeup today. One, I just put on the wrong color. It was too light, but we gonna make it work. One, she already doesn't look that old right now. So I can only, and she's petite, so I can, y'all, we gonna get it right. We are. I can only imagine what she looked like when she was 19. She probably looked like she was 19. And let me see, which story am I going to tell? So, should I tell the story about the not so attractive white couple that tried to pick me up? Or should I tell the story about how my coworker tried to recruit me for a threesome? Girl. So, I mean, the story with the white couple is really just very straightforward. The husband, he was okay. But the woman, she looked like butter. Straight butter. And I'm like, first of all, I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all. I have these moments like once a month or every other month. I can be very green. Like, I have street smarts, but I have these moments where I can just be very green. And it'll take me like weeks until after the fact where I'm like, were they just trying to, oh my God. Like, in that moment, I figured it out because it just made me like very uncomfortable. But going back to the coworker that tried to recruit me, I don't think I realized what she was doing in the moment, but I just knew it wasn't right. Like, the guy, I had an idea that they were dealing with each other, but I'm just like, hey, that ain't none of my business. But it was, golly, I'm still cool with this girl. Like, for her, how do I say this? I wasn't totally offended because she's like a funny person. She was cool. But I think I was more offended that it was them. I don't know. I can't describe it because I was, maybe offense ain't the word. I was shocked. I was more surprised than anything because I was young, but she went through a little grooming process, and I'm like, why'd she say that? And then one day, I can't, because I'm still friends with this person on social media. If I told you like what she showed me something on, on her phone, I was like, why you show me that? It was because she was laying the foundation. Yeah. And normally, like, if it was anybody else, I would cut them off. But she is just who she is. And like I said, with that situation, I wasn't offended. I was more shocked than anything because I'm like, is this, like, after the fact, I'm like, is this what I think it is? Like, bruh, I don't swing that way. I don't like girls. I don't like him like that. And I definitely don't like you like that. But love ya. Yeah. Y'all, I'm literally putting on the wrong colors. Pray for your girl. I think in that previous video, I told y'all about the couple that was like following me back to my dorm. It was like, oh, we can do some things with her. And I'm like, that really could have been multiple things. That could have been, at the time, as a teenager, as an 18-year-old, I was like, oh, this is traffic. Back then we called it pimping. It just wasn't called that back then. And I was like, and I think it was because they were in a van. I'm like, they're going to snatch me. And I need to get across this road and into this gate and into the storm as soon as possible. Like, I felt so uncomfortable. But now that I'm older and I understand other things, like, it could have been a situation like this where they were just wanting to have fun with a young girl, a young impressionable girl, or it could have been Yeah, they were in the lifestyle. Child, I didn't realize so many people were in the lifestyle, like poly and swinging and stuff. Honey, I do not play on the playground. No, thank you. No, thank you. Y'all, so it was my friend's birthday a couple months ago, and I got us tickets to go see Kev on stage and Tony Baker when they came to town. So they have this segment, hold on. They have this segment in the show where people could write, I think it was before the show, I don't know, girl, I was late. But there's a segment in the show where you could have submitted like a question or a scenario, and one of the questions was, what is something about you that nobody would believe just by looking at you? Y'all, when I tell y'all, so many people came up with with so many like alternative lifestyles. Like the first one, the guy, he was short, he had on jorts, jean shorts, like the old school jean shorts, not like modern ones. Hold on. Yeah, so he had on jorts, an old faded t-shirt. I'm like it's a shirt. It was old and faded. It's like, bro, you really shouldn't even be wearing that at the house. Like that's something you should be wearing around the house to cut grass in. So I didn't put nothing on my forehead. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, I don't know. Some days the makeup hits, some days it's like the makeup hit me. I feel like it's hitting me today because what? I just laid this thing on thick and I don't know what's going on, but like I said, we're gonna make it through. So back to the story. He was short. He had on jean shorts, a faded t-shirt. He had like another shirt in his hand. Like it was so weird in the sense of like, you know how when you were like in middle school, like a dude might take his shirt off because he's about to play basketball. It was like that. And he had on dress shoes. Keep in mind, I said this man had on jean shorts. It was all kind of crazy. So I'm like, I don't even know what they about to say about him. So his answer was that he is in a poly relationship. I'm like, first of all, one woman dating you and now you got two? I don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. Y'all tell me why his wife came up there and she confirmed it. Y'all, when I tell you this looked like the most straight-laced woman in the world, so straight-laced, she looked like she probably worked at an office where she didn't have to talk to people on a regular basis. Like she put her head down and she did her work. Yes. And I'm like, what? So I'm like, okay, well, I guess it is true. Y'all, tell me why their girlfriend was there too. But the girl was no longer their girlfriend. Whose girlfriend was she? She was just his girlfriend now. It was either he was just, no. She was just her girlfriend now. So the girlfriend no longer messed with him. And he had a girlfriend of his own. I was like, y'all grown, but y'all be doing a lot. Y'all is doing a lot in these streets. So I'm thinking, okay, that's it, y'all. So the next couple comes up and y'all already know what city I live in. So she had on a football jersey. There was another man back there. He had on the same football jersey or whatever. And he like cheering her on like, woo. And they like, well, what is it about you that, people wouldn't believe? Hold on. She was like, I am a lesbian, but I'm married to a man. And me and my friend like, what? And it's true. She is a lesbian and she's married to a man. But her husband was much more older than she was. But it seemed like he really loved her. She was very sweet. I could tell like she had a very sweet spirit. But once again, they was pretty much poly too. And she had a girlfriend and he had a girlfriend too. And they were still married. Yes. And I was just like, I knew, people live like that, but I ain't know Dallas was doing it like that. Like, golly. So we thinking, okay, Dallas live. Like, Dallas, they got a lot going on, but hey, I think it was shocking to me because I'm like, Dallas is such a chill place. Like, it's so chill. Honey, Dallas is looking like Atlanta. Do you hear me? Like, all the way like Atlanta. So we thought we were done. They're still working on that question. So they asked another girl, like, what's one thing about you that people wouldn't know about you by just looking at you? Child, she was like, I'm addicted to sex. And she proceeds to describe and tell us, you know, how much she's addicted to sex. And I was like, I'm just be real. I'm gonna be me. The way she was describing it, I know sex is a very enjoyable, and I mean very enjoyable. But baby, it's giving a sex demon. I just, yeah. And she was low key trying to, hit on Tony, and Tony was like, in so many words, like, I don't want no parts of that. I am good. I promise you, I'm good. There's a difference between enjoying sex and the sex enjoying you, cause honey. You know, but we're gonna move on. We listen and we don't judge. But honey, it was a lot. Like, it became so much. Kevin was like, okay, that's the last one. We're not doing any more questions. Like, he was like me. He was like, I thought Dallas was quiet. I thought Dallas was chill. But y'all be out here in these streets getting it in. I'm like, bruh, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, dang. But I think the one that shocked me the most was the first guy, because he was not conventionally attractive. But I'm like, you was having your way with these women. This is so interesting. And I told my friend, I was like, I know what it is. I said, he got a third leg. I'm more than confident he has a third leg. And she was like, you know what, friend, you right. I know I'm right. Should I say this? We're getting to know each other. That's one thing I can't read on people. I'm not going to go no further. This is something you talk about with your friends. And I'm just keep my mouth quiet. And I'm going to let y'all continue to see me in a good light. Because, yeah. But I don't know what's up with the makeup. This is what we got today. What did we learn? Do not be a predator. Don't be trying. Yeah. And I think she said those people, they looked at least like they were in their 30s or their 40s. Y'all, leave the kids alone. Let them go through their own stuff and figure out their own life. Like, life is hard enough. There's no need for these kids to be turned out by some grown folks. Okay? Let them have their own journey. Please and thank you. I don't know what's going on. Like, I did my makeup the other day and I feel like that was super cute. Today, we're going to say a prayer. Thank God I don't really have to go anywhere. I didn't put any primer on because I'm literally going somewhere for like 2 hours. And then I'm coming back and I'm taking this off. So, yeah. But, child, if you have not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And I will catch y'all on the next one. Bye.